Every twist and turn of the River Stour offers up another timeless view, winding its way through towns and villages steeped in history, reminding us of a time when horse-pulled barges were a familiar sight.
Now we're approaching a part of the river that hasn't changed in 300 years, possibly 400 years. If you brought John Constable up here, he'd recognise it.
Navigation rights to the river from Sudbury in Suffolk to Manningtree in Essex date back to 1705, and those rights still exist today thanks to the work of dedicated volunteers at the River Stour Trust.
It's thanks to the efforts of the Trust and all the volunteers and the organisations who've granted us money to pay for it that people can still use this river as a navigation.
Once a year, the Trust brings together a group of experienced and novice paddlers for the Sudbury to Sea event to reinforce that right to navigation.
The government need proof that the river's in use for it to be maintained as a navigable river. So the River Stour Trust started this event to make sure that there's always, once a year, lots of people using the river so they can prove to the government that this river is worth maintaining because it's so lovely.
A lot more people now, families, kids, all enjoying the river, and they should. It's here for everyone, it's on everyone's doorstep, and people should be getting out, enjoying the countryside, and being more outdoorsy.
I went earlier in May and the mayflies are out and the dragonflies, and you see the ducklings, all things like that. So just to be sort of at one with nature, really.
The more we can show that it's used by people for leisure and the access that people want, then more will be invested in it from organisations like the Environment Agency.
This year has seen a big increase in the number of canoes, kayaks and paddleboards using this river. For instructor Matty Hurrell, business has been booming.
Almost double the amount of people entering the sport. As I said, since lockdown, people I think they appreciate what we have here in the UK, and such as this beautiful river and this countryside of Dedham, and they just want to be out there and taste it, really, yeah.
But they wouldn't be able to do that if the volunteers at the River Stour Trust didn't continue to maintain it. They've built and restored locks, opening up a further 10 miles of the river.
This lock here that we're looking at probably would have been filled in with junk and rubbish as the other locks were. So no one would have been able to enjoy it apart from a few fishermen.
And I have to ask Jim, do we say it's the River Stour or the River Stour?
If you've got a strong Suffolk accent, it's the River Stour. If you've got an Essex accent, then it's the River Stour. Most parts of the country would be said to be the River Stour.
So you really aren't wrong if you say
Yeah.
Stour or Stour.
No.
That's good to know.
However you pronounce it, the beauty of this waterway is not lost on its visitors.
We're not doing it because we want to keep it for ourselves. We want the public here enjoying it.
They hope the younger generation making their own lasting memories now will one day play their own part in this river's future. Victoria Lampard, ITV News.